Hey guys, welcome to your bi-weekly love reading for the second half of May. For those of you who've been watching me for a while, you remember Peter from last summer. He's back. Now that things have warmed up, he feels like he can start peeking at me again. Any angle he can. And he'll go like across this park and he gets in a chair and stares at me. So I have to close my blinds to keep him from, every time I look over, he's watching me. He's looking at me. Even when I'm like walking around my place and my window's open and I look out there and I look up and he's looking right at me from some angle. It's so irritating. I don't know why. It's maybe you're masculine or you are dealing with some kind of a stalker. So this could be a warning for you guys. If you didn't know about it, maybe, or if you suspected maybe somebody was watching you. Yes, they are. All right. May he find his true love and may it not be me. Or may he not think that it is anymore. Or whatever. I don't know what's going on with that dude. All right, so let's see where our masculines are at right now for the second week of May. Okay, that's good. Good for him. Okay, so the first thing that comes up is it looks like, he took his regret and he changed his perspective on it. And it looks like he's walking away from feeling like that anymore. Feeling disempowered, feeling sad, feeling depressed. He's been enlightened to something that has allowed him to set fire to something unhealthy in his life. So he can then walk away and go perform some wonderful tricks and have the audience be in awe of what he's doing. All right, so tell us more about the divine masculine, the second half of May. And I feel like the sun's coming out in the background there. He's walking toward that sun coming out. And the light, it's like illuminating. So if he was kind of surrounded in darkness, I feel like he's found his little sanctuary of light within him that gives him hope and promise. And even this picture, there's light in there too. There's light inside of that hole. So I guess he just had to dig down deep enough in that hole to find the light within it. So that's cool. All right. Okay. So let me set these up so I can get the story. Okay. So he has an intuitive knowing about you. Maybe he's felt connected to you. He's felt you in the 5D. And it's given him hope, but it's you. Maybe you're that light. Maybe you're that light in his darkness that's been sending him these loving messages that he's been picking up on intuitively with his third eye. And he's wanting that passionate new start with you, a whole new life to open up for you guys. And he has an intuitive knowing that that is indeed going to happen once he comes out of hiding. So, and on this channel, we are looking into true love couples who are in separation apart from each other. So because the divine feminines want to know where their masculines at, like what's happening with that person that they love and why aren't they talking to them? So looks like he might be kicking a bad habit because he feels like this is a relationship that's faded, that's going to bring him a lot better luck. So he wants to lay that burden down of having that devil kind of rule his life, that darkness rule his life. And he's going to dump that load and, be done with that chapter and start a whole new thing. His whole world is going to open up for him. And it's going to be much more authentic and vulnerable. And he's going to be celebrating it. I feel like he's really just going to be himself. He's finally just really going to be himself. And yeah, fate had his hand in it. Fate had its hand in it, in this situation is what I'm feeling. And it's making him figure out the best way possible to come rushing at you with some communication to balance things out. I feel like he's kind of tired of looking out there in the distance, daydreaming about you and loving you from a distance. And he wants to be like in your presence, letting you know that he loves you and he wants a bright future with you. And that he just appreciates you being so grounded and mature and loving at a distance, kind of waiting for him. He's going to sneak up behind you when you're not even looking. You're just kind of basking in the sun and in nature, enjoying nature and the beauty of that surrounds you. And he's going to come off that chair and he's going to like uplift you and be maybe an answer to your prayers and come heal things with you. So let's take a look at some of my notes from your beloved ghoster from my website that are on sale on my website, amysatori.com. Just go to products. Yeah, he's had enough of this. He says, I've had enough of this. I want you in my life now. Just let me do this on my own terms and trust me. I'm coming or calling sooner than you may think. I just can't take this anymore. That's totally the energy of that card that we were just looking at. The rushing in, jumping on his motorcycle and taking off after you. Where is it? Here we go. I can't take it anymore. I just can't take it anymore. I'm coming for you. Okay. For a whole new life to open up for you guys. He said, and it's about time. It's about time. The burden that we were talking about that he had to let down, he felt that it would burden you and he didn't want to add stress to your life. So that's why he's been staying away from you. He's been protecting you from all the drama. So please trust, he's asked you to please trust and know what he's doing. He's been paving a path for you guys. He's been making it safe for you guys to go forward. I've never stopped loving you and I never will. Wow. So he's had faith all along that he's known that he would come to you, but he just had to wait until he let that burden down. He's wanting you to send him messages on social media to let you know that to let him know that you're still thinking about him. He could use the encouragement while he goes through this time of trying to dump the bad things in his life. He knows that if he continues to ignore you, he could lose you. So you'll hear from him within a relatively short period of time. And he wants you to know that he thinks of you as much as you think of him and to please trust him. What is that one? Yeah, another message about sending him pings, as I call them. He could be dealing with an addiction. Maybe that's one of the dark things he's having to go through and purge and get rid of also. The addiction can be so many different things, but he's ultimately gaining strength and gaining his freedom back from whatever the devil was that was holding him back. So I'm going to grab a couple of Kuan Yin cards and see what Kuan Yin has to say about this situation. Ride with the spirit unbroken. Wow. I've been with you, my wild one, throughout every challenge to your free spirit, encouraging you to rise, believing in you. When you were shamed, denied, judged, and ridiculed, I was there with you. I went through it all, right along with you. I knew that the time would come when you would be ready to rise above those experiences, to let your wild heart be free. Now is that time. Holy cow. Oh, I just got chills. I'm like, wow. Okay. Finding your way when your feet seem to lead you one way and your head says to go a different way. Tune into your heart. I will guide you there, helping you see my signs and most easily find your way on your beautiful life journey. So this is their life journey, is to make their way to you, and they know it. And they're seeing signs and synchronicities that are leading the way to you. I feel like getting one more. Love makes all things possible. Love makes all things possible. Take your time, commit to your inner journey, and don't give up. The Divine Mother is always there. Success will be yours. All right. So what else, Spirit, do you want to tell us about the Divine Masculines this second half of May, please? What else? So we need to know about the divine masculine. It's the second half of May. There are many layers and dimensions to the situation or person that you're talking about or that you're asking about. All right, so let's see some of those other layers and dimensions. I feel like some of you are dealing with maybe a stalker. Some of you are dealing with maybe a law, something having to do with courts. Passion and purpose. Your enthusiasm gives you energy and motivation to work on a meaningful project that's dear to your heart. So I feel like not only are you his passion and purpose, but you are his muse. I feel like you are his muse, and you are giving him that feeling of like a goal to achieve that's going to make him feel really proud of himself. And I feel like he knows that the enthusiasm is like keeping positive and enthusiastic about you and about things working out for you, and being like optimistic, staying in that real positive space is bringing him to you and uplifting his spirit and vibration. And he knows that he's got the law of attraction as leverage to help him launch forward to you as well. I feel like also the more you feminines are aligning with your passion and purpose, it's also fueling his light. So keep on whatever that is, whatever it is that you feel passionate and excited and happy about. Go after it wholeheartedly, and it's going to help him as well. Let yourself feel all your emotions. So I feel like what's happening for him is, and it says your entire rainbow spectrum of feelings is sending you important messages and guidance. His feelings are sending him messages. So he's learning to tap into his feelings more and to notice what his feelings are telling him, what his guidance system, I guess, is telling him. And he's paying attention to his feelings. When he's around those dark people, he's feeling the uncomfortableness. He's feeling that almost like, it kind of feels like he's feeling these creepy little spiders and scorpions crawling onto him like cooties from the other person. And when he gets away from them, he's just like wiping himself off, like, oh my gosh, get me away from that. So, but he has to do that carefully. You can't just, in some situations, you have to be careful, and you have to be strong. You have to have endurance. There's a number of different things sometimes that they have to do to kind of get themselves out of a situation safely, and even keep you safe in that situation. Wow, passion and purpose again. He's learning to be gentle with himself. I think before he used to be really hard on himself. So now he's starting to love himself enough to be kind and gentle. He's balancing his masculine and feminine energies out. So he is spiritually protected, and he's starting to know that because he's listening to his intuition more. If you were on my Patreon, one of the energies of May was this spirit of, listening to and trusting your intuition is really important right now. So I feel like that's definitely here. And you're being washed over and protected emotionally, physically, in every single way. And he's realizing that, he's knowing that. He's asking you to also please pray for him and his protection, both your protection. Love life, new or romantic love is here for you. So he's known that it's pretty much inevitable that you guys are coming together. And he's really getting sick and tired of waiting. And he's addressing his control issues because he doesn't want to control you or make you feel controlled. I feel like he's also not trying to control the situation so much. He's more just seeing what pops up and handling it more in the moment as things happen. He's made his plans, but he's trying to stay flexible, kind of like agile, like a cat, like able to switch over here real quick, switch over there real quick if he needs to, find a sneaky way out of the situation. That way, it's not like this solid plan that he has to follow A, B, C, D, and everything has to go perfectly. It's more like, okay, this has happened. I've planted that seed to happen, and it's something. I've taken time off here so that I can make something happen during that time. I've done these little things, and we'll see. And it's like there's plan A, plan B, plan C. So no matter what, he's like ensuring success for himself with this love life renewal. And he's praying for protection, and he's just like navigating his way through some kind of like a minefield. I don't know if that just involves people trying to sabotage him, get in his way. Like maybe every time he tries to make an effort, he gets sabotaged. Somebody tries to stop him or tries to maybe they know what he's up to even, or they sense it, or they're trying to just control him. But he's figuring it out. He's figuring it out. And he's also clearing negativity as he goes. And I was going to say, like, he's got this plan that's pretty flexible and all these different plans that he could plug into to get to you. And having that flexibility is allowing him to stay like solutions oriented rather than giving it all up and throwing it all like, oh my gosh, it's never going to happen, because, he got in the car to go and he ran out of gas and, whatever, it's like whatever got in the way. He used to get really discouraged and down on himself about it. And, he was living a double life. He was living a double life, and he doesn't want to do that anymore. He wants to be more authentic. He wants to make you proud, is what I just got. He wants to make you proud. So, what else can you tell us about the Divine Masculine, the second half of May, please? Yeah, High Priestess, he's listening to his intuition. Good for him, really smart. His head, his heart, and his intuition are all working together like a well-oiled machine. He's being totally independent, guys. Bast energy, that's cat energy. That's the cat goddess. But Bast is helping him to be totally independent and to do what he wants. He's no longer doing that people pleasing. He's like, this is what I want and I'm going for it. And I will get there no matter what it takes. He's realizing he's a magical person who can manifest his clear intentions into reality. He's the magician. He's magical. And he got a unicorn he can hop on if he needs to. Now he's realizing that he has a lot at his disposal that he can use. And this is again alluding to the plan A, B, C, and D. It's like, okay, this way I go with a phone call. This way I go with Zoom. This way I go with relocating, depending on how things are going, depending on how everything kind of works out. It's like he's got all the, oh my gosh, intuition again. You have divine knowledge that you can help others through spiritual teaching. That was also in the May energies, I believe, in Patreon. Talked about like how they are ultimately wanting to become a leader like you, like wanting to be a spiritual leader, an intuitive leader. So he's feeling encouraged about that. And you guys you've done this again. You've done this before in a past life. This situation involves past life memories. So I think he's remembering being in his power before, being the ultimate magician, being the one who can make anything happen, and having the Midas touch, and feeling like, just knowing that he's got the power. It just reminds me of that song, I've Got the Power. I've got the power. So bold, unleash your adventurous side, take risks and be daring. This is totally that energy of like, he's going to figure it out. He's figuring out his way through the through the field full of like landmines. And he's like, there's a tricky energy to it. Because it just feels like something could go wrong at any turn. So he's really just having to think on his toes and listen to his intuition as he goes. Endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. Yeah. So again, getting rid of the negative energy, getting rid of the negative and toxic cycles that he's always been in. He's done. He's like, talk to the hand. I'm in my power now. You're not going to be able to influence me anymore. I'm listening to my intuition now. My third eye is making me feel totally certain and powerful and strong. And I'm going to be that lotus that just rose up from the mud, and I'm going to rise again. I'm like the phoenix rising from the ashes, and you can't stop me. Oh my gosh, bold again. Start delegating. He's going to start delegating some of his responsibilities so that somebody else can take part of the burden. He's going to put it on other people more so that he doesn't have so much weighing on him. And he's setting strong boundaries with those people who aren't for him. It's like, if you're not for me, you're against me. So he's setting boundaries with those people, loving himself enough to say no to others' demands on his time and energy. Good for him. He just feels strong, or like he's getting strong. His inner goddess is coming out. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. So Aphrodite's helping him get in his sexiness, helping him get his power back, helping him feel strong, helping him feel fluid, flexible, all those things he needs, and pursuing love. Aphrodite's all about pursuing love. So hallelujah, hallelujah. Go masculines, go. Okay, I feel like getting some romance cards here. He said he's going to reach this goal. This was his ultimate goal, is to reconnect with you or to connect with you possibly for the first time. New love. Oh, what is that song? Someone to set my heart free, real love. Oh, looking for a real love. So he's wanting to marry that real love that he's found. And he has found it in you. Again, new love, not old love. It was accentuated because he kept going back to maybe that karmic, or kept trying to leave and come back, and or kept trying to leave that situation, had to come back, and he's like, new, new path, new love, new journey, new life. Like it's all new. He had to do a lot of forgiving and learning to get there, but he's made it. He's crossing that finish line. So, and he's done it through staying optimistic, or he's doing it through staying optimistic, whatever the case. Some of these are closer to the finish line than others, but he's ready to have that heart-to-heart conversation, you guys, and nothing's going to stop this guy. Nothing's going to stop him from this reconciliation. Holy crap, you guys. You guys are going to be spending some time together, whether it be an actual honeymoon, because maybe you guys elope, or just spending time together, getting to know each other. Make sure you keep an open mind, especially when it comes to family matters. You may have to make some adjustments in regards to your family. And maybe a couple of these cards. Take action. You're in touch with the truth in this situation, masculines who are watching this, and you need to trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. That's what they're going to be doing. They're having faith and hope because they know something positive and new is on the horizon. They just don't have their hands on yet, but they're looking forward to that. They're spending time alone, meditating in nature, and they're contemplating their desires and intentions. And the angels are helping them because they're asking for help. They're tuning in. I am the angel of peace, and I bring you a new, tranquil, and smoother road ahead, you guys. So things are going to turn around in both of your lives in such a beautiful way that you're going to feel so completely blessed and loved. And it's just going to amaze you. You're just not even going to believe how incredible it's going to be. You're going to be so relieved. You're going to be so relieved. Okay. Anything else you guys want to say? I hope we're compatible doing adult activities, because I really need someone open-minded and adventurous. There are many things I'd like to do with you, and just hope and pray you'll be receptive. Oh my gosh, that's great. Yeah, okay, all right. So he has a little bit of a worry that somebody's done some kind of black magic or something to try to keep you guys, hold you guys back from each other. So we're going to do a little light language right now with that in mind. I'm thinking of you right now, and it's putting a smile on my face. I can't wait till we're face to face. I always get giddy the closer I get to coming to see you. I'm closer than you think. Okay. I think we're going to leave it on that note, and I'll do my light language blessing now to help lift any kind of black magic or curses or limitations happening in the energetic realm that might be, working against you guys. Let's lift those burdens and lift those blockages. Yeah, because they said, God said, I always win. Like I'm unstoppable. This is unstoppable, and this is my will. So my will be done. So don't even worry about those blockages. So he says you can go ahead and do it for a placebo effect, but this is fated. This is happening. Hamama anatai shen se seke e la pumuma ho aike. Ha isan se sheke e pena. Halahana o mamama ke shan. Hele ki tan se shiki pupamama nate. Le shu son shan sha asan se la kiina. You guys need to let go of any kind of upset that's happened between you. You guys got to get over it. Do my exercise. Thank you, God, for my misery. You can look that up here on YouTube if you need to. Get to a place of peace with everything that's gone on between you guys, because it is about to go forward and you don't want to have anything hold you back like that. One of the spells that I'm feeling into is an over accentuation of what's happened. It's trying to make the masculines feel overly guilty beyond what they should, and it's for everything that's gone on between the two of you. And it's trying to make the feminines feel really resentful and angry and hateful about the situation. So we're going to eliminate those extremes. We're going to say what's happened has happened. It's been a valuable lesson. We've gained great things from it. And now let's go forward and have a clean slate between us and have a brand new fresh start. Okay. Hamama ke she sinata te la nata ikin se she sin se he ma ikin. Ala popo mama ha akin she sin se ela krinata e pomo pai. Whew. Oh, just got tingles all over my head. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. That energy's gone. I just heard ding dong. The witch is dead. Oh, I think they're being funny. Anyway, if this resonated with you, feel free to order a Vimeo reading. Everything is balancing out. It's going to be okay. And angels are leading the situation. So you got nothing to worry about. And they're thinking of you right now. So, and they know that you guys are going to have a very happy family and have your dreams come true together. So don't you worry. But if you want to go over to Vimeo and listen to the extended, we'll ask more questions and find out more details on what's going on in your connection. And I've got the link below this video if you want to do that. All right. Have yourselves a beautiful day, and we'll talk to you in June, beginning of June. All right. Bye, guys.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in getting a reading, you can check out my services at amysatori.com/services. You can also join me on Patreon, where I do a monthly energies reading, pick a deck, messages from spirit, and more. Subscribe to me on alternative channels such as BitChute, Brand New Tube, HugeTube, and the Collective Super Channel if you want to be sure we stay connected. Feel free to follow me on Instagram or reach out on Telegram as well. If you're interested in some great health-boosting products I'm a huge fan of, please enter the URL below in your browser for more information. Also, check for the latest updates in the description of my videos as I try to keep them up to date. Thank you so much and have yourself a beautiful day.